Welcome back, everyone. This is Tom Kelly from the Gonzaga College High School Fathers Club in Washington, D.C. welcoming you to the 2007 Gonzaga D.C. Classic. We're getting ready for Game 3 on Saturday today between Gonzaga High School and Fremont High School, the Fremont High School Tigers from Oakland, California. And we've had two very exciting games already today, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun action here today. With me on the microphone is John Ford, who's going to be doing some additional color commentary. Welcome.
Thank you, Tom. It looks like a good game tonight. Gonzaga's coming into the game undefeated. They're really on a high. They had a really long summer streak of successful basketball, and the team is well-rounded. What do you think we got to look out for tonight against Fremont High School?
You know, I missed the Fremont game last night, but all of these teams that are coming into the D.C. Classic from around the country, we've got Fremont from California, two teams from New York City, one from Philadelphia, are tops in their leagues and ranked way up in the standings in the nation. So, you know, Gonzaga's they're going to play their typical good defensive pressure game. That's what's gotten them to where they are today, and they're ranked number 2 in the Washington, D.C. area by the Washington Post, and had a good win the other night over number 3 ranked O'Connell High School. So I think they're primed to have a very, very good season. This should turn out to be a good game.
And Fremont, for its team, they're returning 6 out of 8 starters, 6 out of 8 their top 8 players from last year. They also appeared in the tournament here last year, had a good run, and played very, very well. So this is a veteran team. They were young last year. They had a good run at the Gonzaga DC Classic, and we expect good things out of them tonight. So it should be a tough matchup between Fremont and Gonzaga.
I think right. I think it's going to be hopefully a close game and well fought. While we're going through the player introductions, I'll remind everybody on the audience, we certainly welcome our friends and family members from around the country who are viewing this game and rooting for their favorite players. The DC Classic is put on by Gonzaga specifically to not only entertain with great high school basketball, but to support the public works and service projects that the students of Gonzaga participate in throughout the year. And this tournament raises funds so that students can go to Indian reservations in North Dakota and to depressed areas in New York City or Puerto Rico or other South American countries and help out with impoverished areas for a couple of weeks and just gain some life experiences that they wouldn't any other way. So we appreciate everyone's support. Welcome you to the tournament and look forward to a great game here.
We introduce the players. You see there's some good height on the Fremont team. Their guards go about 6 feet apiece, and their front line 6'4", 6'6", 6'3".
Yeah, I think they're going to match up. They'll match up very well against Gonzaga. Gonzaga's not a tall team, but they've got some good physical players underneath in Ian Plummer and Cam Johnson in particular.
Looks like they're introducing the Gonzaga starters that time.
Right.
With a record of 6-0, starting at guard, a 6'2" sophomore, number 1, Tyler Gorton. Also at guard, a 5'10" senior, number 4, Rodney Gould. At forward, 6'6" junior, number 52, Ian Hummer. At forward, 6'5" senior, number 23, Max Minye. And at forward, 6'5" senior, number 15, Cameron Johnson.
Yep, they're
Assistant coaches for the Eagles, one, J. Hill Pickett, and the head coach, Mr. Steve Turner.
Head coach Steve Turner has got a very strong lineup in the starting positions tonight, and this is going to be a fun season for the fans at Gonzaga.
He's developed quite a program here, Tom, year in and year out.
All right, let's pause for the national anthem.
Do you have an extra pen?
Okay, welcome back everyone, and we're getting ready for the tip-off. Fremont's Tigers are going to be in the green uniforms with the gold trim, and Gonzaga will be in its traditional purple and white, predominantly white tonight, as the home team.
And coming out there for Gonzaga will be the starting five of guard Tyler Thornton, his running mate guard Rodney Gould, forwards Cameron Johnson and Max Kenye, two great players coming back from last year, and then forward Ian Hummer. For the Fremont Tigers, we have guards Powell Lee and Chris James. Big man James Albright in there, number 45, and the two forwards Josh O'Neill and Reggie Henderson.
Reggie Henderson is gonna handle the tip-off with Ian Hummer.
And that's Gonzaga on the right, moving to the left of your screen.
And Gonzaga controls the tip, moving to our left. Looks like the Tigers are gonna start out in a 2-3 zone.
A wise choice by Tyler Thornton to throw the ball off the Fremont.
Yeah, he was falling backwards out of bounds, and he just got rid of the ball quickly off of the Fremont player. Johnson will inbound it. Very tough shot by Tyler Thornton off the glass. Just threaded his way between three Tiger players.
He was in traffic and he made it through. Nice play.
2-0 Gonzaga, and Fremont brings the ball up left to right. Max Kenye controls that rebound out to Rodney Gould.
Looks like Gonzaga wants to run. Couldn't handle the ball that time, though.
Well, it was a good pass, a little bit high, but Ian Hummer had an opening in the lane. Cam Johnson will inbounds. They're definitely taking the action inside, aren't they?
Yep. It looks like they want to take it into the hole. 2-0 Gonzaga. Here we are, 6:50 to go in the first quarter.
Chris James feeding the ball in for the Tigers. Oh, good defensive, offensive rebound.
So Josh O'Neill draws first blood. Fremont.
Tie game 2-2.
Forward.
Tyler Thornton for the three, just off the glass. Cam Johnson up for the rebound. Looked like he was clipped there, but there was no call.
Yeah, a lot of action in the basket, no call.
Chris James controls the offense for the Tigers. Now to the big man, James Albright. Looks like he's going to want to take it in, but opts for the outlet. Good feed underneath. Josh O'Neill buries the short jumper off the glass.
That's 4 points for Josh O'Neill. Ooh, a three from downtown just rims out. Tigers rebound. Fremont in the green on your left, and Gonzaga's Eagles in white and purple trim on your right.
Number 32, Reggie Henderson, had excellent rebounding position there, and here he is with the ball now on offense, putting it in softly right over Ian Hummer. 6-2 Tigers. They're on a 6-0 run.
Wide open jump shot for Thornton, and he catches it. They needed that.
Good feed from Ian Hummer. It looked like he was going up with it, but found the open 10-footer for Tyler Thornton. 6-4. Tigers in the green.
Gonzaga's man-to-man pressure defense can wear a team out, Tom. We'll see how this game goes as it goes on. Typically, that pressure gets relentless for teams. Nice tip there.
Josh O'Neill's getting up tall, though.
That's 6 points for Josh O'Neill, so they're clearly going to take it inside to the big man.
8-4 Fremont Tigers over the Gonzaga Eagles. The zone has worked well for him so far. Got a foul on the floor against Fremont.
Yeah, Rodney Gould tried to take it inside and got the bump near the free throw line.
Cedric Lindsey's coming in for Rodney Gould.
And Cedric played JV ball last year and starting as a sophomore this year, or playing a lot of times as a sophomore this year, Tom. Good sixth man off the bench.
He's a shooter. Rejection again by Fremont, though, and they've got the ball back and are pressing on offense.
A little under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Nice runner by Powell Lee, right into the face of Cam Johnson.
10-4 Fremont into this game, and Gonzaga has to find a way to put the ball in the basket, Tom. They're getting down there and getting some pretty good looks.
They're getting one shot, right. They're not boxing out, and they don't seem to have anybody following in for offensive rebounds yet. Like this.
Got to be making that short jump shot.
Pressing it up. We got a 3-on-2. 15-foot jumper. Doesn't go.
Rebound.
Cedric.
They're going to push it.
We got a 4-on-1 to Johnson. Just off the back. Kenyi controls the rebound. Ian Hummer got the rebound and free fall.
Wow.
No, free for all for the ball. If Tigers come up with it.
If you're Steve Turner, you got to be frustrated about a lot of those chip shots not
they're
going
just
in.
In and out. I'm sure Gonzaga hopes they will start falling eventually, but with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left, it's still 10-4 Fremont, and they have the ball. Pressing the action on the offensive end.
This Fremont team is a tougher team than the one we had last year in the tournament. They're a year older, a year wiser, a year stronger. They
got a lot of their veterans back. There's a steal by Johnson. Ian Hummer's pushing it up. Got Cedric Lindsey gets fouled on the jump shot. It was a good block, but he got a piece of the arm. Yep. So Lindsey will go to the line for two. That foul was called on Reggie Henderson, his first foul. There's only 2 fouls on the Tigers, and no fouls on Gonzaga yet. 2:31 to go. 10-4 Tigers over the Eagles. We're here at Bender Arena, American University in Washington, D.C. at the Gonzaga High School D.C. Classic. Cedric Lindsey at the free throw line. This is the front end.
And now on for the Tigers, number 33, Tobias Royal.
Tobias Royal coming in off the bench for Fremont. He's a 6'4 sophomore. Again, size off the bench.
Switches that one, so we got a 10-5 game. And a little bit of up-court pressure by the Eagles, trying to find a room to trap. Didn't quite get the trap opportunity they were looking for. But Fremont's moving the ball around nicely on offense and getting some good looks. Kenyi with the outlet to Ian Hummer all the way into the basket, draws the foul again. And 33, Tobias Royal came up limping after that run.
And that was his first foul.
He's got a
Royal off the bench.
Yep. Royal's got a bandage on his left knee, and that could be part of the culprit here. But they both streaked down court very hard.
Yep, Royal looks a little gimpy, Tom.
Ian Hummer's coming up short on that first free throw. 10-5, Fremont Tigers over Gonzaga Eagles. Ian Hummer at the line. Ian Hummer is a junior. Plays strong forward and center. Swishes the second shot.
Pressure defense again.
Oh, great drive to the lane. Josh O'Neal again. They've got to find an answer for him. One shot by the Eagles, and Fremont's with the ball against the pressure. Max Kenyon's doing a good job of trying to slow down. Oh, great fake look. Pause and stopped by Josh O'Neal. They don't have an answer for him yet.
My count, that's 10 points for Josh O'Neal already in the first quarter.
Now Cam Johnson comes back with a three, much needed to kind of stem the flow, bringing it 15-9 as Fremont and Green brings the ball up. Fremont Tigers are really pressing the action on offense, and I had said before, they're doing a great job of letting the Eagles have one shot on offense and pulling down a rebound.
They're crashing the boards and crashing them effectively.
Max Kenyon fouls before the shot, so Fremont will bring it in.
1:13 to go, Tom.
Good inbounds play, misses. Up. And Cedric Lindsay had an idea to bring it up court, but was fouled in the process. Traveling through a lot of Fremont
First
players.
foul on Chris James, third on the team.
13. Minute 10 to go. 14-9. Gonzaga College High School bringing the ball up right to left in the white. Tyler Thornton passing to Cedric Lindsay. Cam Johnson trying another three from the same spot. And a tip in by Ian Hummer off of the in-the-air rebound.
Great athletic play by Hummer to get the position inside and just tip that ball in.
Oh, wow, there was a very athletic move. Off the back of the glass, backwards, backhanded, off the top of the backboard, and rattles around and falls through.
Another easy shot, Tom.
For Powell Lee. Well, you know, John, he got that in around Ian Hummer somehow, and he had Max Kenyon on him at the beginning of that drive, so he beat two of the best defensive players.
He twisted in the air. That ball looked like it was going anywhere but in, but just kissed it off the glass and into the bucket.
5-point lead, and now makes it a 6-point lead. Clock is stopped while we have a substitution. Looks like Josh O'Neal's going to take a breather. He's been pretty busy this quarter.
Well, maybe that'll give Gonzaga the break it needs. Got 42 seconds left to go. Gonzaga will be looking for a quick score.
And they almost get it from Ian Hummer, but Max Kenyon couldn't quite finish.
Great rebound
Max
there.
Kenyon gets up and just snubs the rebound out of the air. He had 4 Fremont Tiger arms all around that ball.
He looked like he was up there for about 3 seconds, Tom.
Just yanked it down beautifully. Okay, they've got plenty of time here, 28 seconds left. See if Gonzaga can do anything with the ball now, moving right to left.
Gonzaga down 6. They need a bucket before they go into halftime.
This 2-3 zone has given Gonzaga a little bit of pause here, but trying to get the putback. Max Kenyon, they've been good at all year. Oh, and we got a line violation under the Gonzaga basket.
1.7 seconds left.
Fremont Tigers, so we got a chance here for, I guess, a quick pass in and no dribbling. No time for a dribble, but you can certainly take a shot. Cedric Lindsay carries the three-point shot at the buzzer. Now that helped bring the lead down and brought the house off of its feet.
That was 5 points in about 6 seconds, Tom. That really makes a difference.
17-16, Fremont Tigers over the Gonzaga Eagles, but it certainly wasn't that close for the majority of that first quarter.
No.
All right, we've got Stephen Monica ready for a couple of commentaries on the sideline with his on-site microphone. Stefan?
Fellas, how are you? Listen, let me tell you what. Gonzaga put the pedal to the metal just then when they had a chance to get that shot in from, what was that? It was 3-point. I didn't see it back in this corner.
Yeah, it was a 3-pointer, Stefan.
Yeah,
hey, man, that was a money gig right there. And Steve Turner and company are showing them we're going to come back.
Well, Cedric Lindsey was parked over in the left lane, just outside the 3-point line, and Cam Johnson looked the other way, like he was going to pass the ball to the other line to Max Kenye, and then just quickly flipped it to Leonard, who buried the 3. So it was not only was it a good shot, but it was an excellent inbounds fake.
Right you are, Tom.
By Cam
Nice
Johnson.
Now back to you.
Thank you, Stephen.
Tom, as we're going into the second half, we're looking at Josh O'Neal with 10 points, Powell Lee with 5 for Fremont, and Reggie Henderson with 2. Much more balanced on the Gonzaga side. We've got Tyler Thornton with 4, Cedric Lindsey with 3, that dramatic 3 at the end, Cameron Johnson at 3, Max Kenny 2, and Ian Hummer with 3 points. So pretty well spread out on the Gonzaga side.
Yeah, I'd say pretty balanced attack so far here in the second quarter. As we start play, I sense that Gonzaga's coach, Steve Turner, may have asked his guys to step the pace of activity up a little bit. Fremont Tigers just bury a 3-pointer.
That was Chris James popping it in.
Very nice look there.
A lot of defensive intensity. You're right about that, Tom. Like Gonzaga, but to no avail. He popped in the 3-pointer.
Tyler Thornton trying for the jumper and can't quite pull it in. Fremont's pushing the 3-on-3, pushing it up, and he stops, pulls up for the jumper. And there's real strong.
And Ian Hummer had a hand in his face.
Now he's got rebounding expertise. Here goes Hummer for the bucket. Almost traveled on that. I thought he had traveled, but they let him have it. And bounces it in off the left side of the basket. Ian Hummer is left-handed, but
he's pretty good with the right hand too, Tom.
He was able to, he was able to get that one to go. He lost the handle slightly. Here we go. Now, Fremont from the action with a 2-point lead, 20-18 over Gonzaga. A long 3-point attempt goes in. James Albright, big man, buries a 3-pointer.
Got a big man sitting out the line, and James Albright goes at 6'6". Pretty tough to guard. Put a hand in his face.
Cam Johnson for the 3, in and out. And one shot for Gonzaga.
Yep.
They're doing a good job, Fremont is, John, of boxing out underneath. They don't seem to be letting Gonzaga get too many offensive rebounds.
See a lot of green shirts down there and not many white ones, Tom.
Yeah. Well-coached team. There was a good look.
Nice pass on the inside.
There's the push off underneath by Fremont. And Josh O'Neal, who's the leading scorer so far for Fremont, is complaining that he was being pushed off. The foul was called on him.
Looks like the first foul on O'Neal. Gonzaga would love to run up a few on the big man.
Got 5 team fouls on Fremont Tigers and only 2 on Gonzaga as they work the ball around the perimeter. And Cedric's going to take another look. Couldn't get that 3-pointer to go. We got a 3-on-2 if they want to take advantage of it. Now it's a 4-on-2. And they do take advantage of it.
A little bit of a defensive mistake as 2 Gonzaga players went to the right and left in the open lane to cut to the bucket.
With a 7-point lead. Well, ball was stripped from Max Kenye by Fremont as he was trying to the lane. Trying to find some answer for this zone. They haven't been able to figure it out yet. They got a 7-point lead now. There's looked like a charge by Fremont, but no call. Good no call. And Cedric Lindsey takes the outlet pass from Tyler Thornton and lays it in nicely off the back glass, but still a 7-point lead for Fremont. They're definitely pressing the action here. Running the same exact play. This time it doesn't get to go.
Good rebound by Cam Johnson.
Cam Johnson coming up with a great pass, and we got a blocking foul.
Yep. Cedric Lindsey
on that runner attempt.
Went to the lane, and he was blocked by number 10, Powell Lee.
It almost looked like Cedric had a brief passing lane to Ian Hummer streaking in, but he decided to go ahead and put it up anyway. It's a good thing because he got fouled as he was trying to decide which option to take. 27-20, Fremont Tigers over the Eagles.
The action's been pretty fast here in the second quarter, Tom. The guys are a little winded. You can see some of them grabbing their shorts.
They've been running up and down the court. And we got a couple of subs coming in as a result. 4 minutes and 32 seconds left in this quarter. 17 fouls at this point on the Fremont Tigers. Only 2 fouls on Gonzaga. And Cedric Lindsay at the line for 2. Big stroke on the first shot.
Nothing but net there.
Jim Hannigan coming in for Tom Martin.
Michael Hannigan is a senior, plays football, and is a tough competitor out there.
Right, and Wesley Dunning also came into the game for Gonzaga. He is a sixth senior. Plays guard and forward, and trying to get on a little more height, I think, to
And give the starters a little bit of a rest.
ward off some of the interior play. Here's a steal by Wesley Dunning, who just came into the game and fed it to Cedric for a beautiful pull-up 7-foot jumper.
7 points from Cedric Lindsay. Coming off the bench, the kid has made a difference today.
Cedric's a pure shooter, you know. If he can get his shoulder square, an open look, and there's a little bit of a too aggressive pass over the end line of that player.
Steve Turner's pressure defense helping the Eagles get a turnover.
Like James Albright is all right there. He just ran into the screen. But now a little bit too hungry on that pass. And one of the few turnovers in the game so far for Fremont.
This has been a well-played game. Not a lot of turnovers.
They are really playing control basketball. Well-coached team out of Oakland, California. Cedric Lindsay's bringing the ball up for Gonzaga. 4 minutes left, 27-24 Fremont.
Zag in white, Fremont in green with gold trim.
Max Kenyon will take the three and bury it. High game. Max Kenyon, senior, Gonzaga, future Harvard University basketball star.
A rare Fremont turnover there, Tom.
Looks like Wesley Dunning was thinking of making some kind of a move on the Fremont player and caused that turnover. And we got a quick look from Cedric. Max got the hot hand. Almost. Nope.
Again, 1 and out
Good
for
outlet.
Gonzaga.
Good outlet.
A lot of green shirts down low, no white.
27-27 tie here as Fremont brings the ball up in green with their gold trim against the Gonzaga Purple Eagles of Washington, D.C. And a nice jumper there. Chris James, about a 12-footer. 2-point lead for Fremont. Down to 3 minutes. Max Kenyon. Jim Hannigan dribbling in, looking for an opening. This zone, so far, the zone has been very effective defensive tool for Fremont. Trying to feed the ball inside and just haven't really been able to do it much. There you go.
Oh.
Turnover and unforced error.
2:40 left, and Gonzaga turns it over. One too many passes. Watch Max Kenyon play defense, and you can see why the colleges, he got recruited by 24 universities.
Ooh, that was a great shot by Chris James. Just dished off the defensive efforts of Max Kenyon and spun around and buried the 12-footer. Now we got it inside to Max Kenyon. Almost had it up, but was stripped of the ball. And here comes Fremont on a 2-on-2. Takes it all the way in. Foul on the floor, I believe. 2 shot fouls. There's a shooting foul on Cedric Lindsay.
One thing you can see is that these Fremont Tigers are aggressive at both ends of the floor. They're taking it hard to the hole on offense and playing aggressive defense and boxing out when they're back down on their end of the floor.
They do. They're reaching in and strip the ball.
Yep, very aggressive.
Powell Lee hits the first of 2. So creates a 5-point lead for the Tigers with 2:04 to play in the second quarter.
And this is a Gonzaga team that doesn't turn the ball over very much, Tom, but they've had a few in this half.
Got that one to rattle in. 6-point lead. 2 minutes to go. Tyler Thornton brings the ball up. A good pass inside by Jim Hannigan to Wesley Dunning. Creates the foul. They've got a 2-shot opportunity. Pretty tough defense inside by the Tigers. Anytime anybody gets in the paint, they're all over them.
Absolutely. There's no easy buckets for Gonzaga down there. You got to wonder if Steve Turner's saying, let's keep on driving inside, or would he take it to the outside, Tom?
Coach Turner is he's got to figure out some solution here, because as long as this zone is working effectively, this 2-3 zone for Fremont Tigers, there's no incentive for them to change it.
The zone is not typically a great rebounding defense, but they're making it work by boxing out and playing good position basketball.
That's exactly right, John. They're just swarming in every time a shot goes up. All right, two nice free throws there by Wesley Dunning, cuts the lead to 4. And we got a block there and a pickoff. 3-on-2 break. And Cam Johnson almost got the three-pointer to go. Just bounces out, but nice feed by Tyler Thornton. And I think you saw again there, John, another evidence of the Fremont Tigers coaching to just go after every ball, every dribble, every pass, and just slap away at it. And once in a while they'll foul, but they create a lot of turnovers.
Contesting everything. And that's the third foul, though, on starting guard Powell Lee. And you got to expect maybe a substitution here for Fremont in just a minute.
Yep. Good observation. Cam Johnson comes up short on the first free throw. Still got 33-29 Fremont. 1:30 to go. And Tyler Thornton puts it back. Cam Johnson gets his own rebound and puts that in. Missed the free throw, but converts the tap in.
That was an incredible leap by Tyler Thornton to keep that ball alive for Gonzaga. What a move.
He kept it alive, got it back over the basket, almost like a pass over the rim to Cam Johnson. Good defense here by Gonzaga. They're swarming now. And we got a hold.
You can feel that intensity increasing by the minute here. We got 1:06 to go. These kids are going at it.
Almost like the end of the first quarter when Gonzaga seemed to ratchet it up just a notch and rattled off 6 or 7 quick points. Fremont inbounds. Minute to go. Minute 5 seconds. Max Kenny called for the reach. It was close, but it looked like he had some meat on that.
A little bit of ball, a little bit of hand.
Hand, wrist, forearm. But a good aggressive move. Do you have how many fouls that is on Kenyon?
I believe that's 2, and I think that's why Steve Turner has
him for the rest of the quarter.
We shouldn't expect to see number 23 out there.
All right. Johnson with a strong rebound. Gets up tall with that one. Trying to take it in. Not stopping. And got a jump ball. Looked like that was a good block. Fremont got their hands on the ball. Johnson was trying to lay it in. But Gonzaga keeps the ball under the basket. Tyler Johnson will try a 3, and he sticks it. Up 2-point, just inside the line.
And Tyler had his ball just on the end line, very close.
Tied the game. 40 seconds to go. Tied ball game, 33 each.
It looks like Fremont's going to play for the last shot, Tom. 33 seconds left on the clock, and they just drill it outside.
Yep, they're going to see what they can come up with. They're spreading their offense a bit. Interestingly, Gonzaga's playing a very tough man-to-man here. We're down to 17 seconds. Fremont's trying to move the ball in. There you go. No, almost a steal. But and a rejection by Wesley Dunning. Rejected out of bounds. A strong move to the basket by Chris James. Thought he had an open lane. And these guys are tired. I mean, they are really playing hard.
Wesley Dunning came through and windmilled that ball out of bounds. Great
Fremont will
block.
inbound it with 5.1 seconds left. Score tied under their basket. So see if they've got a play here that can fool Gonzaga on the inbounds.
Tie ball game. 5 seconds.
There it is. They're trying it anyway. It was a good try. But Tyler Thornton slapped the ball away at the last second. Fremont seems to be waiting to the absolute last second to throw that ball in for this special inbound.
I thought they were going to have a 5-second violation.
Down to 4.4 seconds. And another block by Wesley Dunning at the buzzer.
Great defensive play by Wesley Dunning, coming off the bench with 2 blocks in the last couple of seconds of the first half.
Two big shots. 33-33. We'll be back in 10 or 20 minutes with the second half.
Steffen's on the sideline.
Stephen, you want to
You want to give us a
couple of comments over there?
I'll tell you what, fellas, you are getting your money's worth, 33-33. This is typical Steve Turner style basketball. He sees what happens, he's going to come back. I'll tell you what, this is exciting, fellas.
From up here, Stephen, it looked like some of these guys were getting a little tired as we're getting into the end of the first half. There was a lot of action. Both teams are running, playing tough defense. What's it look like to you?
Same thing, but full throttle defense. These kids are showing why they're number 2 in the area. The Gonzaga Purple Eagles. For my money, anyway. How about you, fellas?
Absolutely. Fremont is also coming in and giving this number 20 ranked team in the country, Gonzaga, a run for its money. Josh O'Neal underneath with 12 points, Chris James with 9 points. They're really dominating the defensive boards and not giving Gonzaga any second looks.
That's right. And Gonzaga is fiercely fighting to get rebounds and stuff. But the game is still early, 33-33. Heck, we'll make a good showing in the second half. I'll be back with you guys, and I'll talk to Coach Turner at the beginning of the right before the third quarter. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
We'll see you in the second half.
It's now time for us to make a special presentation for Community Service Award to Gonzaga alumnus. Making tonight's presentation is our permanent director, Mr. John Hoffman.
Attention at center court, where there's a special award being given out tonight by Classic Chairman John McLaughlin. Must be some microphone problems for John. We don't.
Pablo graduated from Gonzaga in 1996. He was a member of the varsity basketball team during his junior and senior years. After Gonzaga, Pablo attended Johns Hopkins University, where he also played basketball, graduating in 2000. While at Johns Hopkins, Pablo volunteered his time as a teacher in the Baltimore Public Schools. He subsequently received a master's degree at Johns Hopkins in a program designed to prepare graduates to teach in Baltimore inner-city schools. In 2002, Pablo received a Fulbright Memorial Teachers Award. In 2004, Pablo received the Founders Award from Johns Hopkins Center for Summer Learning for his service to Baltimore education. For the past 8 years, Pablo has taught 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade at the Barclay School, Baltimore's inner-city school. During the summers of 2005 and 2006, Pablo was a volunteer teacher in Chile and Nicaragua. Pablo has demonstrated by his work as a teacher that service has real meaning to him, and he has truly been a man for others. To honor Pablo, we have an eagle statue, which Father Novotny will present to Pablo. Additionally, a $500 check will be given to the Barclay School in Pablo's name, compliments of Jim Hannigan and his family. Congratulations, Pablo.
So that service award going out to Pablo. What a tremendous young man. We'll be back with the second half in just a few minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, our official halftime scoring totals for the first half. First for the Tigers from Fremont High School in Oakland, California, is number 45, Jake Albright with 3 points. Richie Henderson had 4 points. Number 10, Paula Lee with 7. Number 15, Chris James also with 7. And number 30, Josh O'Neill with 12 first half points. 19 fouls on the Tigers in the first half.
Fellas?
For the Eagles of Gonzaga,
Okay.
number 21, Wesley.
Stefan's on the sideline with Gonzaga coach Steve Turner. Stephen, take it.
Hi, Coach Turner. You had a moment of brilliance at the end of the first half. You came right back in your usual self. Any ideas what the adjustments for the next half?
I don't know if we were our usual self, but we did decide to get a little more patient, take better opportunities, take good shots, back in the game. Two games, 0-0, week and a half to go, so we'll pull out a victory.
That's great. Thanks so very much, Coach. Good luck. Thank you. Back to you, fellas.
Thanks, Stephen. Appreciate the interview with Coach Steve Turner, Gonzaga High School. We're getting ready for the second half action. We got a minute or two before they tip off.
How's the scoring look, Tom?
Well, as we were talking about, John, in the first half, Josh O'Neal has been the big impact player for the Fremont Tigers with 12 points. Powell Lee's got 7, Chris James with 7, Reggie Henderson with 4, James Albright with 3. And on the Gonzaga side, Wesley Dunning scored there at the end, 2 points. Cam Johnson and Max Kenye and Ian Hummer all have 5 apiece. Tyler Thornton with 6. And reserve guard Cedric Lindsay, sophomore, is leading with 10 points.
So the big scorer for Gonzaga's Eagles is Cedric Lindsay, come off the bench with 10 points.
But pretty balanced scoring, nonetheless, throughout their starters. And 5 team fouls on the Eagles in the first half and 9 on the Tigers. So that may play a factor in the end. It's like the Fremont Tigers will take the ball in their green uniforms, moving right to left against Gonzaga and Eagles in the white uniforms.
Pressure defense right away.
Yep. Inbounds from Powell Lee. Tyler Thornton on him. Scramble for the ball underneath. And Fremont controls. And we got a push off. Great defensive play by Tyler Thornton. Chris James just turned around and really couldn't get out of his way.
Foul number 2 looks like on Chris James.
May come into play. Powell Lee has 3 fouls. The only player with more than 1 foul for Gonzaga is Max Kenye at 2. Great save by Tyler.
Big move inside by Cam Johnson, who's headed to play football for Division I Virginia. But he couldn't get the ball into the hoop.
3-pointer attempt by Tyler Thornton and a great outlet pass. Josh O'Neal just flipped it out, and we got a great jumper, about an 18.5-footer by Chris James.
Just inside the three-point line.
He just steals the ball for the Tigers, who are leading 35-33. James is bringing it up.
Fremont in the green and Gonzaga in the white with the purple trim.
Off-balance jumper by
and the long rebound
James Albright.
Comes out to Fremont. Hate to see that if you're Gonzaga.
Well, they got the bounce, and now Albright's trying to work it in. Pretty good inside defense by Gonzaga, and Chris James palms it. Creating the turnover. There haven't been many turnovers for Fremont tonight, John.
Not very many. That was a rare one.
Rodney Gold brings the ball up for Gonzaga. Max Kenye is trying the 3. Just off the mark.
The Eagles really just not hitting from outside consistently enough to get the Fremont Tigers to unpack that zone and spread out the floor. So they're able to cram inside, and Gonzaga not able to fight through all those bodies to get the easy hoops inside.
Very good point. Very good point. That's what's got to happen. They're just going to have to find the range to draw this zone out. It's packed in 2-3 zone. It's been very effective for Fremont. Rodney Gould running the show into Ian Hummer for the 8-footer, and that just misses that one.
That's a great zone buster play. Get it into the man who's going to be open in the elbow. There's a seam in that 2-3 zone, and they almost exploited it. Well, Steve Turner's got to be saying that, thank God we got a rebound there.
And threw the ball away. Rodney Gould was trying to get the outlet to Tyler Thornton, but the Tigers were all over that play. Playing good pressure defense all up and down the court. 35-33, Fremont. Keeps the ball out of bounds.
It's like Cedric Lindsay getting ready to come in for the Eagles.
Yep. Leading scorer in the first half for Gonzaga, replacing Rodney Gould.
And that's with 5:09 left in the third quarter, so pretty early going to the sixth man off of that.
Oh, great inlet pass from Tyler Thornton to Ian Harvey. Just lays it off the back of the glass. One step away from the basket, and he just curls it in before Fremont can react. Ties the game at 35. Well, they've got some great athletes and ball handlers. James Albright is a big man. He's a great ball handler underneath for Fremont.
He looks like he could play linebacker for
There's
Fremont's
one rebound to
team.
Lindsay taking it up for Gonzaga, trying to take it all the way, and scoops it in off the finger roll.
Nice finger roll.
Gonzaga's back in the lead by 2. Court to court. It looked like a charge by James Albright into the chest of Ian Hummer and lays him level on the floor. Good defensive position by Gonzaga.
That's 2 fouls on James Albright. He's not really in trouble yet, but you want to keep their eye on
Max
that.
Kenny taking it in quickly. Didn't get the roll. And they keep possession, though, with the bounce off.
I count about a dozen Gonzaga shots that have bounced around the rim and come out on little short chippies, so it's got to be frustrating. The law of averages says that one of those is going to go down eventually.
That inbounds was overruled by the backcourt referee who saw it go off of Ian Hummer's hand, so it's Fremont's ball, and they're bringing it up right to left in the green uniform. Trailing by 2. And we got another palm by Chris James. That's the second time he's done that this quarter.
Little sloppiness, uncharacteristic of Fremont, starting to creep into their play in the second halftime.
Yeah, I think they're getting pressured a little more by Gonzaga. They may be showing it's Cam Johnson with a strong move inside. Can't get it to go. But he's got the rebound and stolen. And ball bounces out of bounds off of Cam Johnson's chest.
The way that ball's bouncing around on those inside shots, you got to think the only sure shot is a dunk, Tom. Gonzaga's having a rough time getting the ball into the hoop on those short shots.
You're right about that. It's just, they just don't quite have the range yet, but still plenty of time. Leading by 2. Almost got a steal there.
Good aggressive defense there.
Cedric Lindsay. And Fremont Tigers coach is going to think this one over.
They've got a 2-point ball game. I think this is the first time the Eagles have been in the lead since quite a while. Probably early in the ball game. That second quarter, they kept coming back, but they tied it right near the end, Tom. So Eagles are up by 2. We've got 3:27 left in the third quarter. A lot of time left in this ball game, and I don't see signs of any team breaking right now. These teams are both playing tough.
Yeah.
And I don't see anybody running away with this game yet.
Well, think about the halftime score at 33 each, or 33 each, right, at halftime.
Yeah, 33 at halftime.
We've gone through almost 5 minutes of play here, and only 6 points have been scored by both teams together. So the defense, this is some of the best high school basketball defense you're going to see.
Yeah. So far, as Steve Turner said, it was a 0-0 ball game once we were at halftime of that interview, right. And now we've got a 4-2 game.
Yeah, exactly. With a lot of time to go. 3:27 left in the third quarter. Gonzaga Eagles of Washington, D.C. leading the Fremont Tigers from Oakland, California in the D.C. Classic of Gonzaga. Inbounding for Fremont, Powell Lee to Chris James, who will bring it up in the backcourt.
Both teams with their starting fives, with one exception where Cedric Lindsay has come off the bench to play. That'd be the sixth man for Gonzaga. So we're back to the starters.
And it looks like Gonzaga's back in there, man-to-man. And a running three-pointer.
Great box out by Cam Johnson. Got that rebound for Gonzaga.
Well, that was a good try for an outlet pass. Couldn't quite haul it in. I think Gonzaga's trying to move the ball up just a little bit too quickly, but it was a good defensive stand. And there's another one. Now we got a 3-on-1
break.
2-on-1. And Ian Hummer finishes with the feed from Cam Johnson. A 4-point lead for Gonzaga.
Nice break. Good ball movement on that one.
John, the defensive pressure there just created that turnover and the opportunity for the 3-on-1.
That's a Steve Turner coach team. Create the defensive pressure and score off the turnover.
Now here we go again with charging foul. James Albright, he didn't like the call. He's come out of the game with his third foul.
That's 3 on Albright and 3 on Josh O'Neal. Let's see how that goes.
And 2:29 left in the third quarter. So fouls becoming a little more of an issue. Nice feed, Tyler Thornton to Max Kenny from the baseline. Got an 8-9-foot jump shot, swishes through the net.
That was a sweet stroke.
He was behind the backboard when he shot that ball. Hummer with the rebound. He's going to take it easy this time. You can see he's purposely trying to control that ball on the outlet, not trying to do too much with it. Cedric Lindsey tried the floater, and it didn't quite get to the basket.
A good thought.
Comes back, Tyler Thornton fouling Chris James. 41-35, Gonzaga. Jim Hannigan comes back in, giving Max Kenny a rest for Gonzaga.
And Max out with his third foul, Tom, and that's still with 2 minutes and a quarter to play.
Yep. He'll have to sit for a while. I thought that foul was on Tyler Thornton, but I guess they did call it on Max. Okay. We've got
that block was all ball. It looks like somebody else got him on the body.
Yeah, Cam Johnson must have gotten him underneath. That's Cam Johnson's foul, his first foul. Only the second team foul for Gonzaga this half.
So the Eagles are up by 6. There's 1:39 left to go.
Powell Lee just put in his first of 2 free throws and another attempt. And interestingly, nobody from Fremont is under the basket, so I guess they're thinking he's not going to miss that shot, but he did.
Very interesting technique not to have any rebounders
Must
there.
be saving their energy for a defensive stand here somehow. Cedric Lindsey working it around, looking for a shot or an opening. And Ian Hummer tries the jumper from
no white bodies, no white
tee.
flowed bodies under the basket. Nobody there, was all green shirts.
They had that one covered, so that was a shot, 3-pointer.
From the corner.
Powell Lee, I don't know if he called that bank shot, but it went in clean. Cut the lead to 41-39. 57 seconds left. Gonzaga looks like they're still pressing the action. Jim Hannigan driving in. Outlet to Ian Hummer. Just going around the corner. Ian Hummer will try that jumper again, and this time he hits it. 2 shot. 15-footer for 2 points. Stretching the lead back to 4 with 35 seconds left.
That's the 11 points for Ian Hummer, having a great night. The kid
he's starting to get his range, isn't he, John?
Yep, he's had double figures a number of times this year, and he's coming on in this game.
Looks like Fremont's willing to hold it for 1 shot here in the third quarter as the clock winds down to 17. And we got the steal. Gonzaga gets the steal.
Great play off the floor by Hannigan.
12 seconds left, plenty of time. Lindsey will try a jumper just off. Good pass into Ian Hummer.
Tyler Thornton went high at 6'1". Tyler Thornton went way in the air to save that rebound. Let's see who it's going to go to.
Loose ball foul on Hannigan, Michael Hannigan, for Gonzaga. And 3.2 seconds left. Let's see what Fremont can do going coast to coast on this inbounds pass.
Wesley Dunning in for the Eagles. Got that big 6'6" frame down there guarding the inbounds.
Timeout. Couldn't get the ball in. Didn't like what they saw. So
it's a 4-point ball game. If you're Fremont, Tom, what do you do here? You just try and throw it the length of the floor and get that last second shot off?
You know, they took only their second time out there, John, and I'm thinking that maybe they just wanted to see what Gonzaga's defensive setup was going to be. Now they're going to try their real play. So we'll see what they do. I mean, they've got plenty of time to pass it in to about midcourt, take a couple of dribbles, maybe one more pass and shoot it. 3.2 seconds can be a lot of time in this situation for.
Not a lot of fouls called in this half. Total of 6 between the two teams. We saw a lot more fouls called in the first half.
Yep.
But the intensity is still there. I think that the refs called a little bit more loosely.
Could be. I mean, we have seen a lot of contact under the boards, and, you know, the fouls that they have called have been on mostly non-shooting fouls.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. 3.2 seconds left. Fremont inbounds all the way down court. Got a clean look at it with a three-pointer. Comes up short. I think it was a nice pass in over the half-court line.
I would say questionable use of a timeout with 3.2 seconds left to set up a play that really doesn't have that much chance of going down. But an interesting call by the Fremont Tigers.
Well, it looked like Powell Lee had a chance to dribble that ball a couple more times before he shot it. And he just decided to catch it, dribble it once, turn and shoot. He was a little off balance. He had Tyler Thornton in his face and just wouldn't fall for him.
A very tough play. So looking at the scoring in the second half so far, Ian Hummer's really put the most points in for Gonzaga with 6 points in the second half. That gives him 11 on the game. Powell Lee putting in 4 points, but really not much scoring at all. It was a 10-6 quarter.
Yeah, it extremely defensive quarter. I mean, you can see the tacticians on both benches working furiously on how to find ways to penetrate defensive schemes of the other team, and not have neither team having much success. 43-39, Gonzaga over Fremont.
And Gonzaga's had its time trying to sink the outside shot in order to draw that zone out so that they could score inside, and just haven't been able to hit the outside shot consistently yet.
You're right about that. I just, their shooting touch has been pretty good all season as we have seen Gonzaga play, and maybe it comes around in the fourth quarter. The stadium here at Bender Arena at American University is starting to fill up. We're getting a pretty good crowd here, but if you're in the area, we have one more game tonight at 8:30. And
that'll be that really tough Bishop Laughlin team from New York against the Roman Catholic team, and that ought to be a barn burner because Bishop Laughlin rang up over 100 points last night.
Yep.
They are a team.
They're a powerhouse, and they'll be fun to watch. All right, Gonzaga's inbounded it, and they're trying to get their offense going here. Start of the fourth quarter, 43-39.
Gonzaga ranked number 20 in the ESPN USA Today poll, and ranked number 2 in the Metro Washington D.C. area.
Mike Hannigan looking for an opening. This zone is, Fremont is sticking with the 2-3 zone.
Yep.
It's worked for them well so far. Hannigan's going to launch it.
That was a good play. They moved the ball to the side of the zone on the weak side, and Hannigan had an open shot.
Looks like Fremont thinks they have numbers for an outside jumper, and isn't going to go. Tyler Thornton, Cedric Lindsay hauls it in.
That was James Albright, the big 6'6" guy shooting that tray.
I think you're right, John. Your point is well taken. He thinks he's a good outside shooter, so he doesn't have any reluctance to take that shot. That's a couple that he's tried tonight.
No fear to pull the trigger.
All right,
good inside
inline feed to Wesley Dunning. Ian Hummer comes up with the offensive rebound. Rodney Gould driving it in, trying it to Wesley Dunning again. Comes up a little bit short and can't get the ball to roll.
Again, that little 3-foot shot is just not going in for Gonzaga tonight. Steve Turner must be gnashing his teeth over that.
And we got the charge with the runner by Chris James. It looked like a great idea. He banked the shot in off of the glass, but Cedric Lindsay stood his ground, and he took the punishment and is going to have to sit down and recover from that charge. That's the 4th team foul, and Chris James' 3rd foul. So that's, John, correct me if I'm wrong. 3 players with 3 fouls?
I believe I'm
Fremont?
right. I know James Albright and Chris James have 3.
Okay, so great feed into Cam Johnson, and gets hammered. His only thing that Fremont could do was hammer Johnson, or he would have had an easy lay-in. Reggie Henderson comes up with that foul in the second.
Well, as we talk about how few fouls there are, with 2 quick ones on the Tigers, brings them up to 5 team fouls in the half.
6:13 to go. No scoring yet in this fourth quarter, but we just had our first point. Cam Johnson rolls in first field goal, or first free throw. Coach Steve Turner wants to talk about it with his team.
Well, a low-scoring affair here in the second half. You thought a pretty 33-33 in the first half. That's a fairly good score for a high school game. But very tough to put the ball in the bucket in the second half.
You know, John, there's been almost no scoring in the second half. To speak of it. I mean, what is the total points been?
That's
11
to 6.
11 to 6, and we've gone through 10 minutes of play in the second half. So 5 team fouls on the Tigers, 3 team fouls on Gonzaga. Tam Johnson at the line with 1 more free throw. Stretch the lead potentially.
Johnson with 1 shot.
That one doesn't go. 5-point lead for Gonzaga. Eagles over the Fremont Tigers. And we got a 15-footer off the back of the glass. And boy, scramble for the rebound. Everybody had their hands on it, and Gonzaga ends up with it.
It's a war down there. No easy rebounds, no easy
Absolutely.
buckets.
Absolutely. This defensive pressure in the paint is just as intense as it can get.
You see Fremont taking up a little higher, picking them up
Yep.
at the top. They're
Trying to
going
put a
outside.
little more pressure.
It looks like a 1-3-1 zone.
Hannigan in with a layup. Doesn't get the floater to go, but
What a save.
Thornton saves it.
What a save by Tyler Thornton. That's the third big athletic play he's made this game. He is really stepping up big.
Well, he just took it right out of the Fremont player's hands, laid it into Ian Hummer, who went up immediately and got caught on the arm and just rolled it in off the glass.
On that one, Ian Hummer gets the points, but a brilliant save and assist by Tyler Thornton.
Absolutely. Hummer with the free throw bonus, and this is 46-39 Gonzaga.
Shows just tuning in, that's Fremont in the green and gold and Gonzaga in the white with the purple trim.
Great block by Rodney Gould. Rodney Gould, great block.
He's got quick hands and quick feet.
Powell Lee trying to come in with a left-handed lay-in, and Gould wasn't going to let that happen. James Albright driving in with the left, and rejected.
A monster block by Ian Hummer.
That lane has been rejected twice in a row. They're going to have to find some other door to the basket, John.
Yep, I think Ian just said, don't come in our house here.
Here we go. Yep. Cam Johnson gets the tip. A scramble, wild scramble for the ball. Looks like we got numbers for Fremont. That was a great power move by James Albright, and a lot of contact under there by both players. Foul called on Cam Johnson. He's got 2 now.
That was a quick turnaround. You thought Gonzaga had a break, and then suddenly the ball turns around to go the other way. And now you got James Albright on the line.
Testimony to the defensive prowess of both teams. They're quick. They've both got great hands on defense, and everybody's going for the ball. Albright rolls both free throws in, so cuts the lead back to 5.
Looks like the Eagles are going to spread the floor there, Tom.
46-41. Got Ian Hummer on a power move inside. He can't make it go. And we got a jump ball. Mike Hannigan ties him up. This will be Fremont's ball.
Yet another short shot that didn't go down for the Eagles. You got to figure the law of averages says some of those are going to drop. That's about 15.
4 minutes and 56 seconds to go. Fremont bringing the ball up. 5-point lead for Gonzaga. Fremont in the green, moving right to left. And Chris James driving against Rodney Gould. Almost gets the turnover. And there's the tip by Fremont. On head, again, another mad scramble for rebounds, cutting the lead to 3.
2 offensive rebounds that time for Fremont.
Johnson off the glass makes a wonderful rebound catch in midair and puts the ball back. back to the 5-point lead.
That was a very athletic play by Cam Johnson to take the miss by Ian Hummer and put it back in. These teams are really going at each other, and we've got to be tired by now because it's been not a lot of substitutions.
Yeah.
We're almost into the last few minutes of the game, and there's no sign of a lot up here.
You know, I think you're right. I mean, Steve Turner, there was something that he didn't like what he saw out there, and as soon as that ball went in, he called the timeout the instant that it went through the basket. He wanted to talk to his team. That's his first time out tonight, and I don't know. He's trying to get them to ratchet up the offensive pressure somehow.
Fellas, hey, how you doing?
Good.
I tell you what, I think that you're exactly right about the substitutions, but here we are this early in the tournament, and Steve Turner isn't using more of a proactive substitution thing. That just shows you that the caliber of ball that's being played by these teams. They're all hot teams.
Yeah, Steve has brought 3 players off the bench, as I count it now, and it's not going to be deeper than 8 into his starting lineup, and I think it's the same for the Fremont Tigers. So those teams are going at it, and there's no let up on either side.
Absolutely. Right. I think both comments are wrong. You've got Max Kenny back in the game for Gonzaga, Chris James, Howell Lee, James Albright, Reggie Henderson for the Fremont Tigers, looking for some offensive magic.
Gonzaga still in that.
And there's the turnover.
Man
See if they can get the break going here. Cam Johnson decides to take it all the way in. And Ian Hummer comes in big again with a big rebound and putback and a foul.
Very good play by, again, another heads-up play by Ian Hummer to be there for the putback. That's 10 points in the second half for him. He has been the man in the right position.
You know, John and Stephanie, Ian Hummer has just got, he's got a big body, but he's just got strong hands and then soft hands when he's shooting as he switches to that free throw.
And being a lefty, I recall seeing Ian earlier in his career. He was pretty ambidextrous. He can bring the ball in with his right hand as well. The kid can go with both hands. Interesting player at the college level. Another block by Ian Hummer.
Oh, Max Kenny controls the rebound, but Ian Hummer blocked the shot from behind.
You get a feeling this
got
is
an
a
8-point lead, and they go out of bounds.
I was about to say, you get a feeling this is a critical sequence right here where Gonzaga had a chance to really run away with it. If they'd have cut score time down, it would have been a 10-point ball game with 3:30 left. As it is, they give the Tigers a chance to bring it to 6. Score is 51-43, Gonzaga over Fremont.
Right, John. 3 minutes and 27 seconds to go, and this is obviously a very critical period in the game. And Gonzaga controls that rebound off of the James Albright miss, and I think they're going to be content to relax for a minute here and get set, get the offense set, see what they can do.
If you're
Fremont, a pretty frenetic pace here.
If you're Fremont, I don't think you want James Albright taking that shot from the top of the key as he did.
Could be a
want to
fatigue
work it
factor.
inside.
Could be a fatigue factor.
Off the front of the rim.
Tyler Thornton to Cam Johnson.
Pretty good job.
Ian Hummer.
Pretty good job of spreading the floor by the Eagles.
Max Kenny tries a jumper and can't get that to go. Still an 8-point lead, 51-43 by Gonzaga. Fremont bringing it up. Chris James rolling it into Chris James, who gets fouled. That's the 5th team foul on Gonzaga. So foul on the floor, not a shooting foul, John.
That was Ian Hummer reaching around trying for the steal. A good idea, but he got some body, committed the foul.
Fremont inbounds from behind their basket. And buries a three-pointer.
Well, as soon as I say James Albright shouldn't be shooting, he thinks the three-pointer.
He obviously thinks he can make that shot. And just did. Cuts it to 5. 2:20 to go.
Big sequence for Gonzaga right now.
Both teams in the man-to-man.
Man-to-man opens up some cutting opportunities for the Eagles. They take a timeout here. Steve Turner wants to test what to do against that man-to-man.
I'll tell you, right on that play there, Rodney Gould got stopped by the defense, Howell Lee, and had to call that timeout because his 5-second clock was just about up. He had nobody to pass the ball to. So that was a very smart move on Rodney's part. Use the second timeout.
Stephen, what do you see down there?
Thanks, John. You know, I'll tell you, looks like Ian Hummer's been given his marching orders to swat away anything he can.
Yes.
He's done a heck of a job.
Yeah, Ian's mastering the paint down there. He's playing like he's the commander-in-chief and doing pretty well on the offensive end with 16 points. A big game for the junior.
True.
James Albright, though, on the other end, Stephen has been given the green light to shoot from anywhere, it seems, and he's taking advantage of that. He's the biggest man on the floor for Fremont Tigers, but he's the one that put in the last three-pointer for him and brought him to within 5 points with, about 2 minutes to go. Gonzaga ball.
2 minutes left.
Gonzaga wants to avoid the turnover, and they just threw it away.
Chris James gets the foul. Probably a good foul by Rodney Gould. Only the 16th foul.
A very heads-up play by Rodney Gould to take a momentum-changing dunk away from them and sending them to the line to shoot 1 and 1. Actually, not even to the line. They got to take the ball on the side. So a very good foul. Smart play by Rodney Gould.
So, John, you think he would have dunked that rather than stop up and take a three-pointer, huh?
I think so.
Here comes a three by Fremont. Didn't hit anything. And Fremont loses the ball out with a slap out by Rodney Gould. Rodney created that turnover with quick hands.
He sure did. Josh O'Neal thought that he got pushed, but the ref felt differently.
5-point Gonzaga lead. Minute 45 to go. Tyler Thornton bringing the ball up, getting hounded, and finally fouled by Powell Lee, which will put Tyler on the line for a 1-and-1. That's the 8th team foul and Powell Lee's 4th foul. So fouls are now becoming a factor, John.
Well, Powell Lee's the starting guard. He's a defensive pressure guy, and he runs the offense. You got to think that with this much time left, they're just saying, look, let's run through our fouls if we have to, because with a minute 44 he has left, and then close a 5-point gap.
Stephen Monica down on the court. What do you see happening here in the last critical minute and a half?
Well, actually, I'm not on the court, but I will tell you what. The full court pressure on both teams. And I haven't said enough about the Tigers. The Tigers are really hustling.
Well, Tyler misses the front end of the 1-on-1, and we've got a three-point attempt with a miss, but they can't control the rebound.
James Albright took the three-pointer, and the ball bounced in the air about 4 times. Looks like off Gonzaga, Fremont ball with 1 minute, 20 seconds left.
Fremont's got to create some offense somehow here. They're bringing it into their big man. Driving to the hoop.
Nice jump stop and almost got the ball in.
Nobody can get control of this ball.
Gonzaga wrestling for it on the floor.
All right, it looks like Tyler Thornton finally corrals it with a tie-up, and it'll be a jump ball. Looks like it's going to be Gonzaga's ball. What a mad scramble, John.
It was a scrum down there. It looked like we were playing rugby for a second time. I didn't know who was going to get that ball.
I think they need to clean up that floor. There's got to be some moisture down there.
You bet. A little residue from the pileup.
Okay, we just had Mike Hannigan come into the game. Max a breather. Ian Hummer's in. And we're moving the ball down court. We got a scramble. I guess they're going to. Fremont's only recourse here, John, is for them to try to steal the ball for the first 5 or 6 seconds, but then they got to foul.
Yeah, they're going to be fouling, I think, Tom. Another scrum.
And we got a foul called on Cam Johnson in that pile up underneath. I'm not sure how they deciphered who fouled who, but it'll put Fremont on the line with a minute 2 to go, trailing 51-46.
I didn't think they were going to go to the bucket that time, Tom. I thought they were going to run off more clock, but they looked like they had an easy little layup, and it didn't turn out that way.
Now we got 1-1 for Josh O'Neal. Remember him, we called his name a lot in the first half and haven't heard much from him since.
He's had a quiet second half. Had 12 points in the first. He's in a pretty big position to affect the game right now.
Buries the first of the 1-1. Gets the bonus.
And the Gonzaga cheering session getting into the game here.
The bleacher buttons are in full strength from Gonzaga.
Trying to influence this free throw, but it didn't work the first time.
But it did the
The
second.
So we got a 4-point spread.
That makes it a two
Under a minute
game.
now. Under a minute.
They've got a foul.
Well, they're going to just take it to the hoop.
Big
Johnson
play.
feed from Rodney Gould. No fouls here. That one gets to go in. Josh Calvert just streaked into the lane, pulled up, and one-handed that one, bounced it around into the net to cut the lead back to 4. 42 seconds left. And
That was a
coach quickly calls timeout.
tough 6-footer by Josh Calvert. He floated in there, bounced the ball around about 3 times, and put it in the bucket. This game is intense right up to the end. We've got 42 seconds left. We want the game reset. It's 42.2 left to go. Gonzaga Eagles 53, Fremont Tigers 49. Both teams are in the 1-1. Nobody's in the double bonus yet, and no signs yet that any team is ready to give up. Tom, that last shot was an amazing one that it went down. Josh Calvert wound around 2 people, went up in the air, bounced the ball off the backboard and the rim, and then it went in, and immediately they went into their press.
A one-handed float and hit the bottom of the net. Now, if you're the Fremont coach, what do you tell your players to do on defense here, John? You got an inbounds coming from a very experienced Gonzaga team that knows how to ball. How do you combat this?
I think you're going to cover the short pass, but you're also going to make sure that Gonzaga doesn't get the breakaway, because that breakaway is the dagger that ends this game. So you're going to have somebody deep, and James Albright back deep, playing deep safety, if you will. Now,
there you go. Here's your breakaway you were talking about to Ian Hummer, who lays it in.
very
Back to a
interesting play.
6-point lead.
Albright
36 seconds.
came up and from his deep safety position and got fooled. That was a great play by Gonzaga.
Man scramble for that ball. Okay, hang on, coach.
Mike Hannigan showing some serious hustle there, Tom.
Players going into the bench.
Thought he was going to fly into that bench.
Josh Calvert landed in one of the assistant coach's laps.
Well, there are 3 football players out there for Gonzaga right now, and they're showing their toughness.
3-point shot for Fremont, off the glass. Mike Hannigan controls that rebound and quickly fouled and get a 1-on-1.
17 and a half seconds to go. The Gonzaga Eagles up 55-49 over the Fremont Tigers. You got to figure this one is pretty close to being in the bag.
This has been a defensive war.
Yes.
Both teams' defense have been pushed to the limit.
And it's not that the offense is bad, it's that the defense is really, really good on both ends of the floor. And that makes any offense look
Hannigan's first free throw is swished.
Look like they're not as good as they usually are.
And John, how many times have you heard and I heard coaches say defense wins games?
Wow. Every coach preaches it, and they want every player to play it, and I think both teams have really gone after it tonight.
8-point lead for Gonzaga.
2 clutch free throws by Hannigan.
Steal by Johnson, and he's fouled probably unnecessarily at this point, but they're frustrated a little bit. The Fremont team, understandably, they've played a wonderful, wonderful game of defense.
You got to hand it to them. The Fremont kids have been tough all the way through, and the 8-point spread right now doesn't really indicate how close this game has been. It's been a nail-biter.
Cam Johnson on the line for 2. Swishes the first. 9-point Gonzaga lead. 14 seconds to go.
If you're Gonzaga, I think you just let Fremont take the ball out and take it the length of the floor and put it in and let that clock run down.
And we were talking about defense winning games. You could almost take a film of this game to any other high school team and have those coaches say, here's how you play defense, here's how you win ball games. 3-pointer for Fremont off the back of the board. A layup attempt, no good. Ian Hummer with the rebound, and that'll do it.
That's going to be it.
Tyler Thornton will dribble it out.
59-49, your final score. 10-point ball game, but it wasn't that loose at all. This was more like a 3-point game. Could have gone any way.
And ladies and gentlemen, we've got Stephen Monica from the Gonzaga Fathers Club on the sidelines getting ready for an interview with the winning coach. And Stephen, how did it sound down at your end?
We're over exuberant down here, fellas. Steve Turner's done it again. Used the clock to his advantage. He's done all right. He's congratulating the other team. But I'll tell you what, I'll be with him in just a moment. I'm going to try to fill just a little bit in between now and then. Gonzaga played a heck of a game here tonight. They did very, very well. They got nothing to be ashamed of, but they showed their true grit, I think.
You know, Stephen, it seems like a different player can step up for Gonzaga every night, and I think you really have to pick out among the stars tonight is Ian Hummer. Points, rebounds, a great game. Oh, now over to you with Coach Steve Turner.
Coach Steve Turner is with me. Coach, you've done great, sir.
We'll take it. I don't know if it's great. We'll take it. We've advanced. We got an opportunity to go defend our title and get a little rest tonight and try to come back out and give everybody a good game and try to win another championship.
Thanks so very much, Coach. Good luck. Back to you, fellas.
You know, Stephen, thank you for that interview. And Coach Turner's right. I mean, I think he's somewhat relieved. He's tired. He knows his players are tired. They've had two very tough defensive games in a row, and you know they're going to need to rest up for tomorrow's championship game at 6:30 here at the Bender Arena. But
I looked at the matchups. What do we have, fellas?
Well, the next game will determine who Gonzaga plays for the championship. We're going to have Bishop Laughlin against Roman Catholic coming up with our last game today. And, 104 points for Bishop Laughlin last night. That's a lot different than what we saw just now at 59-49.
I'm not a prognosticator. I'm not encouraging you guys to bet. But doggone it, Laughlin looks like it could match up with Gonzaga with the toughness aspect. And
I'll put in a word for this Roman Catholic team from Philadelphia. They are a good, solid ball club. They've got some big guys down low, 6'5", 6'4", 6'5", 6'7", 6'5".
They are that.
So they can go deep. Their sophomore center, Anthony Mayo, is a big kid at 6'7". I think it will be an interesting matchup tonight. And it's a Philadelphia versus New York game. I'd say pick one. And we'll see who wins.
Okay,
hey, fellas, I'm out. I'll talk to you shortly.
Thank you for all the coverage, and we'll see you all a little bit later for the 8:30 game.